often? I mean, probably might be. Is it more of a learning curve for a team that you don't play very often? Haven't seen, maybe haven't even seen a lot of their opponent. You know, like when other teams play, you don't see a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, they run a similar offense to the team that we played last week. So, you know, I think, you know, we're taking some of the concepts and stuff that we saw last week and expecting, you know, to see some of those show up in this game. So I would say, you know, similar styles. They might have, you know, a few different wrinkles here and there, but definitely similar styles.
Used to 17 in Arrowhead, the performance you guys had last week against Dallas. How do you describe maybe the momentum you guys have as a defense after these performances?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, we've been playing good football, and we know that to get to our ultimate goal, we've got to continue to build on what we've done and to continue to get better. You know, I feel like the last few weeks we've taken steps in the right direction, and everybody knows the standard that we need to play at and that we have to play at. And I feel like that's, you know, definitely something that we've been preaching and something that we've been working on.
You guys to know that you guys can maybe keep this up. You guys get a guy like DaQuan Jones possibly coming back to help you guys with this playoff push.
Yeah, that's huge. You know, like I said, we've got a standard of how we play and, you know, how we do things, and we look forward to building on that. And, you know, obviously getting DQ back would be huge. I think he's probably, you know, one of the best D tackles in the league, and, you know, just the experience, the wisdom, the leadership that he brings to us as a whole is, you know, unmatched. So he's definitely a huge piece, and, you know, what we want to do.
You guys are so close to having everybody back except Trey and Milano. You've got a lot of guys get some time, and how much does that kind of help everybody's confidence as you get towards the final stretch, and then you're getting guys back too?
Yeah, I think it's huge. You know, we've got a lot of guys that played a lot of football here, especially this year, and, you know, it goes back to just, you know, us having our standard of how we play. You know, whoever's out there, it doesn't matter. There's a standard, and there's an expectation of when you step on the field of how you play defense. And, you know, obviously getting guys like that back definitely helps. So we're excited to see where we're going.
More with Leonard Floyd. Sorry if you got asked about him already, but just what does he bring to this defense? What stands out about his game?
Yeah, Flo's ability, you know, to rush the passer is, you know, amazing as you've, you know, seen throughout the year. Just his quickness, his strength, his length, his speed, you know, how he can bend the corner. You know, it's rare to see a guy like that tall, that fast, that strong. So he's been great. You know, he does whatever, you know, Coach McDermott and Coach E ask of him, and he's been a great teammate. So, you know, I couldn't say enough good things about him.
He talked to us after the game on Sunday. He mentioned how the team wanted him for a while before he ended up coming here, and it sounded kind of like he was using that as a chip on the shoulder mentality. Do you see that from him at all, or kind of using that as fuel? Or I know he's naturally competitive, so I was just curious if that comes up.
Yeah, I think, you know, like you said, he's naturally competitive, and, you know, he's trying to win every single rep. So you see him at practice, he's going full speed every single play, putting in the work, putting in the time, and you can tell that it means a lot to him when he's out there on the field. So, you know, he's been a great addition for us this year.
How about likewise in front of you, Linebacker Joseph, since he's been joined with 7-6 games now? Obviously, what you see from him, not while the play is happening, but his ability to hold up against double teams and not get.
Yeah, he makes a huge difference on our team. You know, just his ability to stay in there on double teams, you know, fight through, make a ton of plays in the run game, and then just his experience and leadership too. You know, he's a guy that's been in the league for a really long time, and he's seen and played a lot of football. So just having him in the locker room, having him in front of me, communicating in the huddle with me, he's been great.
Side of Gabe was just here. He talked about just finding identity within the team, the players. The last couple of weeks with players, just finding identity, playing for each other. Does that ring a bell for you? What does that do?
Yeah, for sure. You know, that was something that we had talked about, and honestly, Coach McDermott has challenged us to create our own identity and to find our identity. And you know, I feel like these last few weeks, I feel like we've done that. As a defense, I think I said it. Our whole thing is to be fast, physical, stop the run, affect the quarterback, and take the ball away. And those are the things that we preach, and what we want to do and how we want to produce on Sundays. And it starts during the week, and I feel like we've continually done that, and we're taking steps during the week to continue to do that on Sundays.
Quarterback that hasn't played a whole ton of the season. Usually at this point in the season, you have a bunch of tape on all the QBs you're playing, but his first start that game got away from them. So, are there any challenges of preparing for a QB that you guys don't have a ton of film like that?
There's certain things that you don't get as much film of with him coming in and not playing the whole season. But at the end of the day, their concepts stay the same, their run game's the same, the pass, concepts and how they want to attack the defense pretty much stays the same. And then obviously we have, last game to go off of, how he plays the game a little bit. So I would say, their offensive system is pretty much the same with him at the quarterback position. Personnel-wise, him, it'll change a little bit, but I wouldn't expect it to be, huge.
Answer to why this defense has never really crumbled, despite the injuries you guys have had, and some of the players you've had to bring in. I think there was maybe a sense that at some point this was going to break, and instead it's come the other way. How have you guys brought this defense back?
Yeah, I feel like it starts at the top with Coach McDermott. Just his mentality and how he leads us. I think it builds into every single one of us, and we have really taken it on our own shoulders to make sure that we're doing our part. And I feel like as the season has went on, we've gotten better. And as I said earlier, I feel like we found our identity, and we're sticking to that identity and trying to continue to build on who we are. But I would say definitely starting with Coach McDermott and just his personality and how he is and how he's coached us. I feel like that has trickled down to us and how we approach things and how we live our daily lives too.